you got to constantly go on the offense and bully the crap out of Donald Trump. Trump is a weak and pathetic human being, and you got to take the fight to him. You got to mock him. You got to mock his group of idiots that he surrounds himself with. That's exactly what California Governor Gavin Newsom is doing. California Governor Gavin Newsom is basically using Donald Trump's online bullying tactics, but where Trump uses disinformation and lies, California Governor Gavin Newsom is bullying the crap out of Donald Trump with the truth, with the facts, and he's putting Donald Trump in his place. So let me show you, for example, what California Governor Gavin Newsom's been doing. It's been rapid response, but not just response. It's been relentless offense as well. So here, Governor Newsom's office sums up the appearance in Los Angeles by Donald Trump's vice president, J.D. Vance. Governor Newsom says, so J.D. Vance comes into town. He calls the Latino Senator Alex Padilla, Jose Padilla, a terrorist who was arrested for making dirty bombs and basically sentenced to 22 years in 2002. And then the Trump regime doubled down on it and said, oh, I guess they're both criminals. And that's why he called Alex Padilla, a senator, Jose. Governor Newsom then goes in on J.D. Vance and says, gets caught hand-picking reporters. Only far-right-wing extremist reporters were allowed to speak with Vance. Is publicly challenged to debate by California Governor Gavin Newsom. And J.D. Vance is in hiding and he's too scared to debate California Governor Gavin Newsom. Donald, you should send J.D. Vance out to California more often. He is absolutely crushing it. And Governor Newsom says the following. Hey, J.D. Vance, nice of you to finally make it out to California. So, since you're eager to talk about me, how about you say it to my face? Let's debate time and place. You name the time and place. I like that California Governor Newsom's office put out the following as well when the White House did a photo of the rainbow, of a rainbow over the White House. And the White House wrote, Marine One rises, the sky salutes. Governor Newsom said, Happy Pride, love wins, with a rainbow right there. Gavin Newsom then calls out J.D. Vance and says the following. J.D. Vance, you served with Alex Padilla in the United States Senate. Calling him Jose Padilla is not an accident. And just look at just what a weasel J.D. Vance looks like. Like, you all know someone who's like J.D. Vance, right? And by the way, J.D. Vance isn't even his real name. J.D. Vance changed his name a few times. Also, J.D. Vance, when he was growing up, said that he was gay. Did you know that about J.D. Vance? He believed that he was gay, but then he did like conversion therapy. And then he said that he spoke to someone who convinced him that he's not gay. And then he changed his name multiple times to have different identities. He was like, first he was like a nice guy. And then he was like an anti-Trump guy. And then he was like a pro-Trump guy. And then before that, he said he was a gay guy. And so he just changes his identity, multiple times throughout his life. But anyway, here's the video again of J.D. Vance, calling, Senator Alex Padilla Jose. He's like, Jose. Here, play this clip.
Suggesting that the Trump administration is cracking down on Democrats. Can you comment on that?
Well, I was hoping Jose Padilla would be here to ask a question, but unfortunately, I guess he decided not to show up because there wasn't the theater. And that's all it is. I think everybody realizes that's what this is. It's pure political theater.
Now, here's the rapid response that Governor Newsom's office did as well. So the right wing and Fox, they all teamed up on Friday to run a smear campaign against Gavin Newsom. So you had Christopher Rufo post the following. Exclusive, California Governor Gavin Newsom attended a luxury wine tasting in Napa while rioters had already begun barricading streets, lighting cars on fire, and attacking law enforcement in Los Angeles. Newsom was sipping Cabernet while California burned. Now, in another period of time, Gavin Newsom may have said, you know what, these are just crazy right-wing people saying this. My position is such that why would I respond to online trolls? But he saw during the wildfires the way those online trolls, those right-wing trolls, work with Fox and New York Post, and then they take that stuff and then they try to create that as the reality. And if you don't respond, rapid response, the lies become the story and you already miss the ability to react. So Newsom reacts right away and his team doesn't hesitate. You dishonest hack, Newsom calls Rufo. You deliberately omitted key context we gave you, including that the event was an annual fundraiser for cancer research hosted in honor of the governor's dead mother who died of breast cancer. That's not sloppy journalism. It's deliberately dishonest. Here's the full statement you chose to ignore. Now let's get the facts straight, you idiot. I added, you idiot. This was a cancer research fundraiser, not a wine party, you idiot. Sorry, I added, you idiot again. While Donald Trump was golfing in Bedminster, attending UFC fights, and his White House senior team was literally posting about shopping for popcorn, the governor proudly attended an event benefiting the UCSF Helen Diller Family Comprehensive Cancer Center in honor of his mother who died of breast cancer at age 55. Try to spin a family fundraiser for cancer research into a political hit while excusing a president who was literally golfing and gutting cancer research. It isn't just bad faith hypocrisy from your outlet. It's insulting to cancer survivors and their families. And despite your claims, there were no widespread riots breaking out in Los Angeles at the time of the daytime cancer fundraiser on Saturday. The unrest was heightened later in the week when Trump and J.D. Vance were enjoying a fancy Broadway show and Defense Secretary Pete was caught at a baseball game. And there they have all of the receipts to show what was going on.
Right here with some more news, I want to interrupt to talk about a massive story that's just breaking because this impacts our climate, our national security, our economy, and so much more. And I really want you all to weigh in the comment section because this is not getting nearly enough attention, and it's a great opportunity for your voice to be heard. Nearly 300 business leaders from across the clean energy sector just sent a blunt warning to the U.S. Senate. That warning: do not repeal the clean energy tax credits from the Inflation Reduction Act. Their message: rolling back these incentives would be catastrophic for the American economy, national security, and our ability to meet rising energy demand. And these aren't fringe voices. These are the folks building solar plants, battery factories, wind farms, creating over 400,000 jobs in the US since 2022. They've already seen the damage that Trump's chaos could cause. Under his leadership, and I use that term very loosely, over 140 clean energy projects were delayed or canceled, costing nearly 92,000 jobs and almost $87 billion in lost investment. The math is simple here. Data centers, AI, crypto, they are driving energy demand through the roof right now, and clean energy is the only thing scaling fast enough to meet it. Cutting these tax credits would raise energy bills by up to $110 per family per year and make our grid less stable and more expensive. And here's the kicker and the irony of it all, and you know that we've talked about this before. The majority of these clean energy jobs are in Republican districts. Even GOP governors and senators are warning against gutting these programs. So why are the congressional Republicans trying to take a sledgehammer to American energy? I don't know about you, but to me, that is the opposite of America first. Sound off in the comments. We want to hear from you. Should Congress protect these investments and secure our energy future, or let MAGA extremism torch the fastest growing sector in America? Hit that comment button. Let's talk. Ben, back to you.
Here, Jesse Waters from Fox jumps on the story by Rufo and tries to go in and attack and smear Newsom because they know how popular Newsom is becoming. But you see what Newsom did right away to stop that. And that's what Democrats need to do now. Here is Jesse Waters. Play this clip.
If Gavin did his job, Trump wouldn't have had to do it for him. Today, we're finding out Gavin was a little preoccupied during the riots. Fox News has an exclusive photo from Chris Rufo that shows Newsom throwing back a glass of cab in Napa while LA burned. Quote, as riots engulfed Los Angeles and mobs vandalized public buildings, Gavin Newsom was enjoying a swanky wine tasting party in Napa Valley. It featured contemporary yet sophisticated wines, live jazz music, and locally made pizza and smash burgers. Honestly, that sounds amazing. I wish I was there. But I wish Newsom wasn't. Newsom's not the only one who needs to put down the bottle.
So then the Department of Homeland Security says, we're only targeting the worst of the worst criminals in our ICE raids, to which the Newsom team posts the following GIF. You sure about that? You sure about that? Reuters, here are the facts. 800% increase in people arrested by ICE with no other criminal charges or convictions. Then the following meme is posted by Newsom's office. Remember how Donald Trump and his NPCs, his followers, they were all of a sudden like, actually, we're good with migrants tending our farms and restaurants. We're good with that now because Donald Trump said we're good with that now. And then Newsom goes, okay, we're replacing the chip good with the chip bad. And now all of the right-wing influencers and MAGA supporters are like, all migrants must be deported right now, right away. That's what needs to happen. And that just to me goes and really speaks to what's going on in the Trump regime. I like that Governor Newsom posted the following as well. New, J.D. Vance will be attending the RNC's summer retreat in LA today, according to an invite I obtained. Contributions range from $15,000 to $445,000. Governor Newsom responds, but according to Fox News, LA is a dystopian hellscape. We don't understand how it could possibly host a $445,000 per head luxury GOP retreat with billionaire mega donors. You have, lots of MAGA people want to try to attack California as this hellscape. So like MAGA Republican Dan Crenshaw is like, Newsom's acting like he won something here, blah, 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 blah. Gavin Newsom says, if you want to talk about restoring order, let's discuss your state's murder rate, which is almost 30% higher than that of California. Governor Newsom then put out this video in challenging J.D. Vance when he found out that J.D. Vance was coming into town. Here, play this clip.
Mr. Vice President, we read that you're coming into California, which is important. It's been months now since some of the most devastating wildfires in U.S. history occurred. Tens of thousands of lives completely torn asunder. I hope you have an opportunity to spend some quality time with some of the victims of the families of the Palisades and also spend some time in Altadena, which is incredibly important. It's also important as well, and I honestly mean this, that you sit down with the President of the United States, who just a couple days ago suggested that these American citizens may not get the support that other citizens get all across this country in terms of disaster relief. I hope we get that back on track. We're counting on you, Mr. Vice President.
Then in response to the Homeland Security social media account stating that ICE agents wearing Gestapo masks were just hanging out by Dodger Stadium just for the fun of it. Homeland Security goes, we were there, but this had nothing to do with Dodgers. CBP vehicles were in the stadium parking lot very briefly, unrelated to any operation or enforcement. Governor Newsom's office responds, oh, it was the other unmarked, unidentifiable officer snatching moms and children off the street. And so Newsom keeps on, going. You see exactly what Newsom, and this is an important message that I think Newsom responds to as well, that the Trump administration, I call him the regime, cuts LGBTQ specific care from the suicide hotline. The National LGBTQ plus suicide hotline, run by the Trevor Project, has 30 days before it will shutter, forcing callers to seek out services directly. Governor Newsom responds, cutting specialized suicide prevention services for LGBTQ youth during Pride Month, no less, is disgusting. To our LGBTQ youth, California has your back. We'll keep investing in resources to help you lead safe and healthy lives. Well, there you have it, folks. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers here. We appreciate you, Meidas and Mighty.
New Midas merch drop! Check out the latest pro-democracy sticker packs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and more, all at store.meidastouch.com.